won the toss, elected to receive. Cooper is serving.
Hello and welcome to the APTA's Grand Prix
Monica
Series,
Cooper to serve.
the Long Island Invitational, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors Viking, Fusion, Upswing Health, and My Paddle, and local sponsors Daddario, Signature Premier Properties,
15 love.
Cherry Lane Printing and Mailing, and Shoreline Beverages. We are live from the Huntington Country Club on the APTA network, presented by ProFlight Live. I'm Jerry Bion, along with Lauren Mandel, bringing you the women's semifinal between Annika Cooper and Myrta Mullenveld, and Flor Harnisch and Anna Maria Zabori. And Lauren, it looks like they have started, so we are in for a highlight reel, I think.
I'm in from the green here. This is the first matchup between these two teams.
30 love.
Cooper and Hanish were partners for years. They won a national title together. So there's going to be mentally a lot going on here. And also, I mean, both of these teams are playing lights out paddle right now.
Yeah, so that's Annika Cooper and Myrta Mullenveld down the far end, and Harnisch and Zabori with their backs to the camera in the blue, color coordinated. What a rip!
And what a get.
I expect a very fast-paced match and a lot of playmaking.
30-15.
Very entertaining.
3 out of the 4 of these players are teaching professionals. Cooper's not, but Mullenveld is at the Greenwich Field Club, and Zabori's at the Country Club of New Canaan, and Flora Hanisch is at Westchester Country Club.
All.
So the players started the semifinals a little bit earlier because we are battling a rainstorm that is coming in quickly on Long Island. So both semifinals are here. And immediately following this match, we will be showing the women's final.
That was a mistake of an overhead. Zabori stepped in and ripped that. Opponents were off the net.
There's that heavy roller that Myrta Mullenveld likes to hit to the deuce side, and you can see Zabori is looking for her forehand in the middle of the court.
And what Mullenveld does so well is she can hit it hard and she can hit it not as hard. It's hard to tell what she's doing, but when she hits it softly, it just dies. A lot of spin on that roller.
See that the play is to Zabori in the ad side. And she got the volley, the pop-up volley.
Advantage Zabori.
Such a tough ball to keep in when you're volleying from below the level of the net.
It's hard to get Mullenveld to volley below the level of the net there because she's so tight on the net. She's really closing. Up.
Good eye.
Deuce.
I tell you, I know, Lauren, you called the quarterfinal match, but Annika Cooper served so well during that match.
She did. It was nice to see. She missed the first 2 serve lights out.
Good idea.
Advantage
just pushed
Zabori.
A little wide. First break opportunity here. Nice
Game,
return.
Zabori. They lead
Right at the
1-0
feet of Cooper
first set.
coming in.
Well, this is going to be a match all about the shot making, Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just while we got a moment, we're thrilled to be able to showcase this Grand Prix series. You know, the APTA has really pivoted in response to COVID, and we're working with all the state and club regulations to keep everyone safe. The matches have been
Zabori to serve.
very spread out, masks in everywhere, his hand sanitizers by the court, so keeping everybody safe here to be able to bring this tournament to you.
Oh, great move by Molenveld. She just didn't, she didn't there. She came in behind that lob. Zabori had no idea she was coming in.
30 love.
That
30-15.
heavy return to serve Molenveld off the deck, off of both wings, has got it's a heavy ball. So, Lauren, interesting, you know, we're watching these teams play each other for the first time, right? So as these players are also going through it, playing each other for the first time, got to identify the safe spot on the court. Nice spot by Cooper there. Found Zabori's right hip.
You got to think they have a pretty good idea. They're not seeing each other for the first time. They're just playing each other as teams for the first time. So
Correct.
It's not, yeah.
Correct. That's what I meant. They're not familiar with where the patterns are going to come from. This is the first time on the court with this combination of teams, and it's going to be a little bit of a search and feel for these first few games as they get into it. But it's pretty quick. Both teams like to play fast. So I expect once all four players calm down, we'll see a lot of transition play, a lot of shot making.
Advantage Zabori. Game. Hanish Zabori, they lead 2-0 first set.
Well, with the way Hanish and Zabori have been playing, I would slow down a little bit here if I were Hanish and, Cooper and Molenveld, because
Molenveld to serve.
Hanish and Zabori are like a freight train. Once they get going, they are hard to stop, and I don't want to, if I'm the other team, I don't want to spot them too many games here.
Right.
Love.
Oh, here's that athleticism and court coverage by all four players.
Oof. That was a great defensive volley by Cooper.
It was. I mean, Zabori, she sets her paddle so early. Really held that ball. There's that heavy roller again by Molenveld into the deuce side. Look at Zabori in the backcourt. She's setting herself up, looking for that forehand.
I don't like that coming in there by Molenveld. That's just dangerous.
No, I agree. Talk about the duck and weave. She was lucky she got out of it. Oh. Talk about transition.
Yeah.
Oh.
15
That was a great point. I mean, that.
Really, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
it's really what I expected to see. I expected to see, you know, a lot of movement, a lot of transition, a lot of shot making. It's going to be which team can
15
identify
all.
the
15 all.
strengths and the weaknesses.
Yeah, and I
First.
think when it's right to come in and transition in this match, coming in is a
15 all.
dangerous proposition when the other team is back, because you can get caught in transition. Hanish is
15-30.
really hitting that down the line forehand well.
Whew. I mean, that
15-40.
rhythm off the deck that all four players have. You can hear it. It's that bounce hit, taking the ball on the rise, and Sabori just came straight down on that return of serve. As have Cooper and Mullenville on their receiving games.
$30-40.
Smart lob by Harnish there. Gave Zabori time to get back on the baseline.
Another wild volley. Hanish is such a
Game.
smart player.
Hanish Sabori, they lead 3-0 first set.
And that is Lisa Rudloff is our scorer. But we do not have umpires for the matches, but thankfully we have scorers who can keep us in line so we know where they are in the match. And Lisa is the director of racket sports at the Huntington Club. She's also the chair of the rules committee and national champion finalist with Liz Jaffe in 2011-2012. So she has a lot of experience on the court. Runs a Huntington Country Club. There's 5
Punish to
paddle
serve.
courts. She's got like 200 adults playing and 150 kids. She has her hands full helping us out today. Tricky
15
to
love.
be caught with 2 quick half volleys in transition, Lauren. Got to recognize where you are on the court, and if your team isn't balanced, throw up
30
a
love.
high lob.
I think that Molenveld and Cooper have to be careful here not to press too much now, not to try to catch up all at once.
Opportunity
40 love.
there. Cooper really hit a well-placed lob over Zabori's left shoulder, and she was
40
able
love.
to get Zabori to hit different overheads. Mullenville just missed the drive. Good play, good setup play.
40-15. $40-30.
Cooper's closer to the net. She won that one-on-one hands battle. You're gonna come in like that, you've got to get right on top of the net.
The I don't know was it was in. Nice volley, Molenveld.
It's the roller that Mullenville loves. Good calling.
There came Zabori, but nothing for her to hit there.
And that That's the risk when you're hitting that roller. You're trying to accelerate the play and hit that
Hanish
back
Sabori, they
side.
lead 4-0 first set.
Green, the ball is pulling your opponent closer to the net. And
Yes.
all 4 players are fleet of foot. Hanish is, you saw there, she's going to chase it down. And then she calibrated her return. She didn't overhit it. She was able to pick her spot and get it by them. She's got to watch that pace of that roller.
Love 15.
Cooper's just a little too far off the net after she hit that overhead. Oh boy, she's really serving well. Oh,
That's twice. She's
15
0
all.
for 2 so far, Zabori, on the behind the back. But before this match is over, I'm sure she'll make a couple.
Lauren, I was thinking about that the other day. She does it, it's such an instinct for her.
Yeah.
And she takes, like when you take a regular backhand volley, you're playing the ball in front of you.
15-30.
And she actually picks up time by putting her hand behind her back and taking the ball later. It's not something that I would recommend that you work on, but she has such good hands and good sight of the ball that she has more time to hit some of those volleys like that. Not to mention the thrill of the whole thing.
Well, that's why she does it, right? She needs the extra second. She can't get in front with a backhand volley in time.
Right. And she is most of the time. I mean, I'm going to really dial in and watch it because, she seems to be doing it more and more. But I think she's coming from a backhand volley ready position and just going straight around her back. It's not like she's in a neutral position.
Yeah.
15-40.
I'm sure we'll catch one for the highlight reel and put it into slow motion so I can really take a close look at it. All right, meanwhile, Hanish Sabori are up 4-love and 40-15. It's going a little too quick, and you can see Cooper and Mullenville just taking a second, which is very smart. Got to get control of their speed of play here because it's
30-40.
right now Hanish Sabori's pace.
Yeah, right now, Cooper Mullenville need a few more errors like that from Hanish Sabori to get back in this match.
Yeah. Again, another big serve to that ad side deep in the corner. It's really kicking up from Cooper. All right, so they've brought it back to deuce.
That one's just long.
Advantage Sabori.
Paddle scraping along the screen, just a little jumpy. Mullenville knew exactly
Game
where
Hanish
she wanted to
Sabori,
put
they
that
lead
ball.
5-0
Sabori
first
was
set.
slightly to the middle of the court, so it was the right place to go. She just is a little jumpy. She wasn't settled and low.
Oh, that's twice.
Well, thanks for that replay, guys. I want to grab that and see it again later on. It showed Sabori's hitting behind the back, and yeah, you're right, Lauren. All right, Sabori serving.
Love 15.
For the first set.
Missed the first one wide.
Heavy returner serve off the deck by Cooper.
15 all.
Yeah, you know, she just didn't miss any of those in the first match. She's just pressing a little too much.
Yeah. Hard to let those balls go through, isn't it, Lauren?
Yeah.
When you get your
Another good move by Molinville, but again, she can't finish
30-15.
the deal.
ball has to be above the level of the net. Otherwise, you're better off letting it go through, even though you're all revved up to
30
go
all.
forward. You got to keep your hands up in front, and if the ball goes below the level of your hands, you've got to let it go through to your partner and throw up another lob.
That shot was a little ambitious. The little roller half court in the middle of the court, even for Zubori.
Well, let's talk about Zubori, Lauren.
Okay.
No, she's just got so much talent with so many choices. So the thing for her is to really know which is the right shot to hit at the right time.
And I think that's why she and Hanish are have come on like gangbusters together, because Hanish is such a tactically smart player and a measured player.
Cooper Molinveld. Hanish Zubori lead 5-1 first set.
It's a good combination for her, for Zubori.
Yes. Oh, that was Lisa Rudloff giving us the score. All right. Cooper Molinville feeling a little bit better. Getting on the scoreboard always helps, and now they're serving.
Love 15.
A lot of discussion on that.
But ultimately, they decided it was in.
15 all.
Again, I like the time that Molinville's taking to talk to Cooper. They've got to make sure they're on the same page with their tactics. And also just taking that extra moment to slow it down a little bit. So the court positioning of the net team has to be so precise when they're playing the deuce side.
30-15.
Zubori's got to take a step in when she hits that. She's missed 3 of them, all of them because she's stepping sideways.
Oh, good eye.
40-15. Game. Cooper Molinveld.
Feel a slight momentum
Hanish
change
Zubori
here,
lead
Lauren.
5-2 first set.
Yeah, I mean, the first 5 games went very quickly. And I felt like Zubori and Hanish didn't make any errors, didn't have a chance to make any errors. So now things have settled in a little bit. We'll see what happens. They're still, Hanish and Zubori are still in a winning position here in the first set at 5-2, but they have something to think about now.
Right. Yeah, this is a big game right here. 5-2. Floor Harnish serving.
Love 15.
Sabori likes to hit a lot of different overheads, but sometimes you just gotta keep them simple.
Love 30.
You can just feel Cooper and Mullenville clawing their way back in right here.
$15.30.
It's just so tempting, but it doesn't have to be that big. Pick your target. I mean, obviously they want to play most of the balls. Right now their plan is to play most of the balls into Harnish's corner. Oh,
There's
well
a great
done.
redirect.
Right, well done by Cooper. She saw Zabori going and went straight down the line. Didn't overhit it, didn't go for too much.
Took it early.
Oh. Building the point, took the shot, and then reset, start again. Heavy spin by Zabori.
30 all.
She loaded up her legs there, Jerry.
Oh, you know, I love that term.
Yeah.
If you're going to hit any kind of
30 all.
spin on your overhead, it's like it's got to come from the ground up. Fabulous pressure by Cooper. Came straight
30-40.
in behind that return from Mullenville's. And that's just enough to, you know, to throw the server off as they're coming in. They try to go keep it away from the blitzer.
Deuce.
It was a bit of a missed opportunity. Back to deuce.
All right, so here's this net positioning again to the deuce side, especially with two righties, because you expose
Advantage
that
Harnish.
player on the right's left shoulder. You've got it. You don't. You know, you're risking that the deuce court player is going to drive the ball, so the person closest to the net, they're going to be right in front of them. But if they trick you, they can go right
Deuce.
over the player on the tee's left shoulder. So it's not as black and white as the ad side. You gotta be very careful when you're playing that deuce side, not to give them a ball that they can attack.
Advantage Cooper.
Went for 5-3.
Game.
Well,
All right.
Cooper
that's what
Mullenville.
happens when you're
Hana
serving
Sabori
at
lead
5-2. You were up
5-3
5-love. It looked
first
like the
set.
set was going to take 15 minutes, and suddenly your opponents pick up your game. It's not as easy to serve out the set.
Yeah, you could feel it coming. You could feel Cooper and Molinville starting to calm down. They took more time. You can see them now talking about their strategy. They have a very specific game plan. They were just missing in the beginning. And Harnish and Sabori, it's not, like you said, it's not as easy to close out a set. And you got to keep your nerve and you got to keep your belief. And that's just a well-placed lob by Sabori. She pulled
Love 15.
Molinville behind Cooper, and then Cooper went to cover. Sabori got her on a reaching error on the volley. So that's like moving the chess pieces around there. All four players, I think, Lauren, they're really seeing the court well.
$15 all. $15.30.
Little let court help for Hanish.
Not much separates these two teams. You see Cooper decided to stay back. Trying to catch somebody in a transition.
She hit that a beautiful one of those on set point in her match this morning.
Yeah, the difference is she knew what she wanted to do. It was the right shot. She just let it drop a little bit too low. It's tough to hit that from so far below the level of the net. That was definitely the right play, and that's that lob that I was talking about. That's why you have to be careful when you play the deuce player. Oh!
30-40.
All right, still another point for set.
Game in first set. Hanish Sabori, 6-3.
All right, well, they were Cooper and Molinville were, you could feel the momentum changing. They were starting to get their rhythm, their timing, their shots. So
yeah, I mean that set was, if you took away the first 5 games, that set was a close set.
No, this is old. You guys kept the new ball, I think. You didn't give it to me. This is the one you won.
You played the deuce player. Oh!
net again, and keep that paddle head above the level of the net. That's why it's called a drop shot.
Waiting for you to say that,
So,
Jerry.
can I go? Can I keep going?
Yeah.
So the ball drops straight off your paddle. I mean, Lauren said it a million times, so we laugh about it. A drop shot should not go up first. It should completely drop. The only way to do that is to get close right up onto the net and keep your paddle above your level of your wrist. And it should drop right down. But just while we've got a quick minute, I just want to give a shout out. The women's tournament director is Tim Mangan, and he's the director of racket sports at the Nassau Country Club. And they played half of the draw over at Nassau and then brought this part back here so that we could live stream at Huntington. And then also special thanks to Jackie Cameron, our APTA tour director, who was up at the crack of dawn this morning to get out to Long Island. She handles all the players and the logistics and the moving pieces for us to be able to coordinate. So thank you to her, and also to Ann Waldron, who's helping us keep track of the roving reporters and updates on the other match. And we will try to get an update on the other women's semi-final that is going on between Elliot Redesno and Delmonico Gebbia.
Love 15.
And update, Lauren. Delmonico Gebbia and Elliot Redesno are 3-all in the first set.
Love 30.
So this first game of the second set is so important. You've got to stay dialed in. If you'd won the first set, it's like keep the momentum going. And as the player who just, nice cover by Mullenville. And as the team who lost the first set, you want to just delete and start again. Just forget about it. The game plan is right. They just missed a few of the shots.
Probably feeling pretty
40.
good. Cooper Mullenveld, you know, they got way down and then they settled in. It was just too late to win the set at that point.
Game.
Nice rip.
Cooper Molenveld. They win the first game, second set.
Right, so clearly they hit the delete button, Lauren. They look.
Yep.
First set is like keep the momentum going. And as the player who just, nice cover by Mullenville.
A chance to get back. So a lot of times it's that fast feet, fast hands, and you chase down a shot and then you just overswing it because you're so excited that you got to it.
Yeah.
But you really have to know where you are on the court, where your partner is on the court, and just throw up that high lob and reset. All right. Cooper serving.
Love 15.
Now you can see Mullenville can also hit the roller off of her backhand. Again, Lauren, like you
15
pointed
all.
out, she's going parallel to the baseline on that forehand instead of moving in on a 45-degree angle on her forehand Zabori.
Yep. There, Cooper got
30,
helped by the
15.
left cord.
I think Harnish, her better shot would have been at Mullenville, who was backing off the net. I mean, Cooper was like game on. She was right there with her paddle up, ready to go. Yeah, I feel
40,
like
15.
Harnish is trying to do too much right now. I mean, she's seeing more of the balls, but you just have to be challenged by it. I feel like, she's going for too big a shots.
Yeah, I'm surprised because we didn't see any of that at the beginning, and slowly it's the errors have been creeping in for no real reason other than going for too
40
much.
30.
Right. Yeah, you just want to hit high percentage shots.
And this is an important point here.
Because?
Well, because if Cooper wins it, it's 2-love. All the momentum's with them. And there you go.
Game. Cooper Molenveld. They lead 2-0. Second
And-
set.
and-
Hanish Sabori won the first set 6-3.
And they're playing better. Hanish and Cooper and Molenveld, but they're getting a lot of gifts. First ball strike errors from Hanish and Zubori.
Yeah, I agree. They're not. It's not a function of the tactics so much. You know, they're not. It's not that they're opening up the court. Nice racket preparation by Cooper on that overhead. I mean, she's really got her paddle set early. And then she's got choices. She can slash it. She can roll it. Smart shot.
Love 15.
Right, so she pulled her short, pulled them in, and then Cooper went right back deep instead of going cross court. Sometimes it's just so tempting, or all of these players are all coming from a tennis background where, you know, you're hitting a lot of your volleys cross court, but that would have let her off the hook.
Good drive.
Good move.
15 all.
Hanish, that's her go-to play. I mean, and that takes courage. I mean,
It's a hard play.
Yeah, it does. It's a brave play because she's going in. She knows she's got to be disciplined if that ball gets hit hard or down at her feet. And she doesn't thump in there. They don't know she's coming, and then Cooper just did exactly the same thing to them. Got to keep your eyes forward. If your partner is hitting the ball and you're at net, you have to have your eyes forward and let them know if your opponents are blitzing or not.
Molenveld had to do a little dance routine to stay in that point.
Yep, that's a good move by
15-40.
Cooper. Boy, she's playing with controlled aggression. You know, it's very thoughtful what's happening. She's not just whacking the ball. She's dialed in and she's accurate on her placement.
Points for 3-love.
Got to keep the ball away from Cooper's backhand. Cooper's in the ad court has a huge two-handed backhand off the deck, which we haven't seen because of the strategy, the tactics of Hanish Sabori. They know if they put that ball anywhere near Cooper's backhand, she just swoops and pounces on that. So the tactic is not to give her a ball
30-40.
off of that ad side. What was that? Was that a spike overhead there?
It was.
Wide,
It
right?
didn't go in. It didn't go in, but it was.
Molenveld showing us that she can jump. Oh, what
So
a
early.
shot. Boy.
Game.
Okay, game.
Cooper
3-love for
Molenveld
Cooper
lead
Molenveld, who have now
3-0,
won 6
second
out of the
set.
last 7 games.
Good move.
were able to stay on it. They've maintained their rhythm, they've maintained their strategy, and it's now Harnish and Zabori that have to get that little spark back. And it's hard because you don't want to overhit.
Yeah.
You got to find that balance, and that's why you've got to maintain that winning pace. You can't lose it because it's the other team just captures it, and then you're back into a battle. Every single point in this match is critical.
Love 15. Love 30. Love 40.
I can feel another swing, Lauren.
Oh. Certainly this game is going quickly. Ah,
15,
another
40.
forehand going sideways.
Game.
That's
Hanish
tough to
Zabori.
hit the roller when
Cooper
you're deep in
Molenveld
the
lead
service
3-1.
boxes.
Second set.
Rare
Moving-
for Molenveld
moving
to miss that,
backwards.
though.
Yeah, but takes such timing
Yeah.
just to begin with to hit that shot when you're moving backwards.
Little
Again, it's the
too
right
cute.
Team
shot.
love.
You've got to get up closer to the net. It's definitely the right shot. Big serve.
30
Very.
love.
I'm glad Lisa's enjoying herself
Yeah.
down there. Oh, what a rip.
30, 15.
Oh, I just love the timing of that off of the deck.
30 all.
And that's the risk, again, of playing the deuce court player. You put that ball anywhere near the service line, she takes it on the rise. It takes away time from the net player in front of them. And again,
Big
a huge serve by Zabori under pressure.
I actually.
It's just
40,
it's a
30.
little bit of a seesaw battle, Lauren, don't you think? Like maintaining that strong presence. Like one team's got a couple of points are strong, and then they waver a little bit. The other team
Yeah, I mean,
trying to
such
claw their way
huge-
back in.
huge score swings in this match. It's very evident. Here's a chance for us to actually have a competitive score in the set.
Game. Hanish Zabori.
So from 3-love down,
Cooper
when we
Molenveld lead
when we
3-2
said that
second
Cooper
set.
Molenveld had all the momentum going for them, now maybe they lit up a little bit, and Hanish Zabori are right back in the set, Jerry.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's those transition plays where we're seeing the errors. No, not letting that ball go through.
And don't you think that's the hardest volley to make, that
Yes.
volley in transition?
Yeah, let it go through. It's really, you have to drill it. You have to drill it, and just be 100% confident that your partner's got you covered, that they're seeing the same thing, and then you just let it go through. But like we said, it's so tempting because you've spent all this time building the point. You finally get this short ball, and in you go, and it's just, you know, you got to let it go. If it's not at the right height, if it's not above the level of the net. Nice scout shot by Zabori, sent it out wide. Boy, there were a lot of plays in that first 10 hits there.
Love 15.
Hit that off the edge.
Yep, yep. So you can see it's like it's attack, counterattack, attack, counterattack. It's within the point. It's just having that awareness and shot selection. I don't feel like one player is dominating.
Love 30.
It's more of, you know, who's holding their nerve.
You wouldn't, if you had to pick one, you wouldn't be able to say who's dominating.
Don't even ask me.
Okay. Well, you said. You said you didn't feel like it.
I know. You know, if you were Mark Fisher, you say, Jerry, who do you like?
Yeah.
Whoa. Bori's coming all the way over to take a half volley.
Yeah.
And here's this, you know, when she's loose, she is just so creative with her shots and her movement. Okay,
but I'm not sure
moving.
what any of that bought them
30.
in that point, right? I'm not sure what all of her. I mean, how did that help her
15-30.
team by coming 3/4 of the way over into Hanish's court to hit a half volley there?
She doesn't need to make that move, but the other other shot selections are just so creative. That ball that went into the screen with Hanish, you have to keep going. And again, Cooper is really doing a fabulous job of recognizing Zabori is out of position and volleying that ball back behind her.
And she has the ability. It's not so easy that when Zabori is rocketing that forehand, Cooper's holding her ground and volleying behind her. That's the impressive part.
Yeah, she's really keeping her paddle quiet, her backhand volley quiet.
30-40. Deuce.
Yeah, look at that lob out of the deuce side, making Cooper go back and slightly to her left. So well-placed lobs, pulling them out of the service box. It's harder to hit with spin when you're moving backwards. And both teams are waiting. Nice volley by Mullenveld there. Both teams are waiting for a short ball to attack. Oh. Wow,
That was beautifully played by Zabori.
Yeah.
Boy, she hit a lot of good shots in that
Advantage
point.
Zabori.
Yeah, I mean that's the feeling when she is free. It's so much like time stands still, and she's got so many choices and so much talent.
Head up.
Sometimes she has too many choices. That's the hard part. I think she's learning to recognize when to hit what shots. But I tell you, Mullenville did a great job with those volleys.
Yeah,
Game.
that's the issue for
Finish
all like
Sabori,
pure
3-all.
shot makers like
Second
that
set.
is you have so many shots, you have to learn how to rein them in. Okay, 3-all. 3 games this way now.
Love 15.
There's the short ball to Cooper's backhand, and forget about it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Such a clean, strong hit. She's, early paddle preparation, moving forward to the ball. You can't recover. You can't get on top of the net fast enough. Again, good play by Cooper and Mullenville. They're keeping Zabori out of the play. Because the more balls Zabori can hit, the more confident she feels.
She let it go, Zabori, but she thought it was
30.
going to be out. Was not the case.
Yep, it's important that Harnish just stays solid and picks her spots, moves the ball around, and they're just waiting for the players. I think she caught those players out of the corner of her eye. So smart not to hit that serve. Oh, nice pick up by Cooper as Zabori held her ground.
Nice pick up by
15-30.
everyone, by Hanish, by Cooper, by Zabori. That was 3 great shots.
But I was just mentioning, see, Harnish was about to serve, and she caught out of the corner of her eye. She caught some players that were walking towards the court, and she stopped. Waited for them to stop, and that's the right thing to do on your
Great
serve.
spin.
Nice slash. Whew.
Great spin
30-all.
on that.
Right, because she kept it deep, and she almost hit the snowboard.
Yes, that's what I was looking to see if it hit the snowboard, and Mullenveld had no chance to pick that up. Another terrific volley.
Can't see the
40-30.
spark has gone. Zabori
Yeah.
has got the spark back, and she's dictating play right now.
That was a big turnaround
Game,
there.
Hanish,
Okay, so now
Sabori.
4
They
games
lead 4-3. Second
for
set.
Hanish Zabori. But that was a good comeback in that game. Like you said, Zabori's on fire, and that's not if you're playing against her. That's
Not to hit that serve. Oh! Nice pick up by Cooper. Zabori held her ground.
Feedback, Lauren, that when they have the replays, the feedback is that either your or my voice is like in slow-mo, and it's not a great sound. So we'll try to rectify that. But we are just thrilled to be capturing all the instant replays that we're getting. This is going to be some highlight reel for the women. All right.
no.
15 love.
Oh, boy, that's such a good shot. So good. And it's not an easy shot to hit.
30
I mean,
love.
she's hitting that roll. She's moving close. Can't hit the net with your paddle, obviously, but she's managing to get that ball low into the side screen and low into the back screen. There's One other player that reminds me of that does that, Vicky Stoklosova, has the ability to hit that shot too. Yep.
40 love.
Harnish said it. Go forward, not sideways.
That was a very clear illustration of it. We've seen that from Zabori today. One more step forward, and Hanish would have had a good play at that ball.
Oof, nice get, because that was a great overhead by Molinville. Again, how it jumped off the screen.
Nice get.
40-15.
So Zabori pulled Cooper off the side of the court and then volleyed back into the space behind Cooper. She didn't hit it cross court and let her off the hook
40-30.
and let Molinville back into the play. That is such a big part of the learning curve with paddle. Don't you think, Lauren?
Yes, and I think all these players are doing, I keep thinking that they're following up their good shots with the correct shot on the next shot.
Right.
Cooper Molenfeld, games are 4-all. Second set.
Right. You know, that's that court awareness, just knowing where the places are on the court.
Boy, I might have played an out ball there.
Yeah.
Love 15.
But nonetheless, good backhand to end the point by Molenveld. Clean winner.
There's just too many holes when you're playing one up and
15-all.
one back like that. And Molenveld, two back-to-back drives, exposing and getting a reaching error.
15-30. Is it? Apologies.
Yeah, score is wrong. Love 40.
Oh. Yeah, well, you know what?
Game.
Back, you're hitting a
Molenfeld, they lead
backside
5-4.
overhead.
set.
You're bringing the player forward. I mean, it was
You should get
unlucky
a new
that
ball.
she got a
You
let
want
cord, but that
well,
play
7.
allows your opponents to have
Or 7.
another offensive
7,
play off
yeah.
of the deck. All
I
right,
think you
here's the
should.
replay. Yep. All right, so everybody who
Should
texted me
7-9,
that
so
told me that my voice or
replay.
Lauren's voice was really weird
We
on the
switch it the
replay,
first
let
set
me know about that one,
after the
because
end of the
the
first
guys
set?
were trying to fix it.
Well, you're 9, so yeah. You're 9 right now. You can switch it if you want, but they have to agree. Yeah.
Also,
I believe
they're
so.
asking about
I think they have to
changing the
agree.
ball, putting in a new
Ladies,
ball.
at 9, new balls?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jackie.
And of course, no better to ask than the head of our APTA Rules Committee, Lisa Rudloff.
And she said it's okay if the other players agree.
Right. So how do you feel about that, Lauren? 5-4, second set, getting a new ball. Do you want to be serving with a new ball at 5-4?
truthfully, it depends how badly beat up the last ball is. But I feel like it has no flocking left on it, maybe, but otherwise no. And I doubt the balls are that badly beaten up because they've been switching them.
I tell you, we're lucky. I don't. It seems like the rain has held off, right? Yeah, if the flocking, comes off the ball, it changes not only the feel but also the flight through the air.
Exactly.
Looks like
But it is drizzling, so that's why they want to change the balls more often.
no, and that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
You want to feel the ball. Also, this court 3, was just recently resurfaced, so that's helpful. You've got more grit. Boy, I gotta tell you, I am loving the way Annika Cooper is hitting that serve. Deep down the tee, she's not allowing Harnish to step in and attack that return to serve.
15.
So Cooper Mullenville serving to tie up this match.
Love 30.
Go and say it, Lauren.
I'm not saying it because it was bound to happen. You've said she's hit great serves so many times and she's made them all. So I can't say that was a jinx on the one time she missed it.
Okay,
Not going to say it.
Thank you. I was feeling a little bad.
Not in position
15,
for that.
30.
Just too big a backswing. The ball got away from her. She needs to, Harnish needs to keep that pad a little bit closer to her and be more accurate. Again, look at the bracket preparation, the paddle preparation on their overheads. The paddle is set first, and then they move their feet. And that allows you to have more time and more choices on the overhead that you hit. So the more steps back that Cooper is taking with her paddle set, she knows she's away from the net, so she's not going to go. That's brilliant play by Zabori. Brilliant.
15,
But
40.
they're not going to go for an overhead with too much spin and too much angle when they're moving deep back into the service box. So their paddle being already set up allows them to place that ball back and keep their team out of trouble. But if you move your feet first and then get your paddle set, you're rushing your stroke. You hear Mullenville say, "You, nobody." She was letting
Yeah.
Cooper know that on that deep lob that no one was coming into net, and that's the job of the net player who's not hitting the overhead for their partner. Eyes forward, let them know what's happening. Cooper Harnish doing a good
30,
job
40.
of freezing Zabori out.
Cooper Mullenveld.
What did I say?
Easily enough, you said Cooper Harnish.
Aha. After years of them playing together.
Yes.
Thank you. Stay on it, Lauren.
You confused me for a minute. That's why I had to point it out.
That's a well-placed lob. Oh.
All kinds of weird stuff going on there. A lob volley.
Game.
Zabori taking it overhead from
Harnish
inside
Zabori,
the
5-all.
baseline as the
Second set.
backcourt team.
Backwards.
Again, all right. 5-all. Comes down to bravery now.
Love.
If I was Zabori, I would have gotten out of there faster.
Oh, but
Great
look
recovery.
at those jets. Again, perfect execution by Cooper, but Zabori just phenomenal footwork and racket skills. Got out of trouble and then chased down that drop shot and threw up a lob. Yeah, see again, this when she gets to flow and she's creative, it's trouble. Yeah.
30 love.
Malavel and Cooper have got to take Zabori out of the play right now. You can just see that the more balls she hits, the more creative she is, the more confident she gets, the more trouble it is for them. They're not going to see the same ball twice, and they've got to shut that down, that play down.
She's been helped by good deep serves from Hanish.
40-15.
You gotta have more footwork. You gotta keep moving as that ball is coming off the screen. You want to keep that ball between you and the net. Just an update on the second semi-final. Radesno, Elliott and Radesno are up 5-4 in the first set against Delmonico and Gabbia. Hopefully, Lauren, if this match finishes and they're still playing, we can switch over and break some of that match.
Game
You got the commentary right there from Anna Zabori.
Second set.
Again, Lauren, I think you said it. Good serving by Harnish. A 5-all. You know, really good. Yeah, really set that play up. Fun match.
Great to watch.
All right, Mollenville serving. See if she can force the tie break.
Love.
That's 2 quick points. Good. I like that Cooper came back to Mollenville because this is a big point. And you see Zabori inching over, looking for that ball in the middle.
They'll let that one go through her legs.
Why would you just let it go around your body like
right.
when you could let it go through your legs? Oh, drop shot by Harnish. Love the court coverage by all 4 players. Oh, smart.
Looking for the drop shot. Yep. Brilliant.
40-15.
And Lauren, that's that's a function of what I was saying before with Cooper's setting her paddle so early. Yeah. She could hold it because either way, she could have hit a drop shot from that position, but she waited, and when Zabori came in, she slashed it behind her. Really smart play.
40-30.
Big return by Harnish, remembering to move forward. All right, Still a point here for tie break.
Game. Cooper Mullenveld, 6-all.
And we will get a tiebreak.
All right, well, Zabori, a little emotional right there. Wanted to end that match in. And again, this is like the first game of a new set. It's a tie break. You got to hit the delete button and just focus on every single point. Stay in the moment.
1-0.
Can't be thinking about what just happened.
Cooper Mullenveld.
Good serve by Cooper there. All four players picking their spots. High percentage paddle, waiting for a short ball to attack. Well, that was good recovery there because Cooper really swooped on that shot. See that heavy backhand of Mullenveld off the deck. I love that shot.
Good job by Zabor to get that volley away when Cooper was rushing in.
Mullenveld just working the point, lobbing it. She's not panicking. Oof. Held my breath on that one, Lauren. Nice deep lobs by Cooper and Mullenveld. Good combination. It's just too far away from the net to hit that. Good patience by Mullenveld there.
Really well played. I mean, that was a really long,
2-1.
well played point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see, I mean, she really
172.
shrinks that safe spot in the middle of the court with that two-handed backhand there. They really have to be accurate where they put their overheads. She can do some damage. This attack and counterattack again. I'd say that's the one thing in Mullenveld's game that she's really has worked hard at. She used to hit her overhead. She used to reach up high and hit the top of the ball down, and her overheads would be landing, you know, short in the service box. And I have seen very few in this match.
She's much more hitting that you know, overhead where the paddle comes back at your shoulders and it keeps the ball low. She's really hitting it nicely.
Lower point of contact, and she can, you know, she can obviously hit the roller on those short balls. That's her go-to overhead. I tell you, Cooper is just so solid at net with that volley when Zabori's taking the shot. I might think about taking one of those short balls and lobbing it.
I did not expect her to miss that one.
3-2, Hanish Zabori.
So here's the difference about when you're seeing a lot of balls, your mindset can't be they're picking on me. Right, and both, you know, Harnish and Mullenville were seeing the majority of the play. Both of them are reacting with what can I do to make the net team uncomfortable and make it hard for them to keep hitting the balls to me. So it's again, it's an offensive mindset. It's an attack mindset without taking a big risk. But you can't have that feeling of they're picking on me, you know, and panic and try to make it stop. You've got to embrace that. And both players really doing a nice job of that. Again, Zabori can't get caught. Cooper is all over that. She's closing the net and she's hitting that backhand volley back straight, deep, right back to Zabori's feet.
One was the first one that Cooper advertised a little.
Nice adjustment there. You see Cooper was looking to go back to her, Mullenville was looking to get back to her side. Now they switch. Nice move by Zabori. That ball was going to be a tough volley if it went through to Harnish there.
That was Mullenville's
4-3,
shot. She had it.
Hanish Zabori. No, not yet.
And Elliot Rodesno won the first set 7-6. So there's a battle going on the other semifinal. Nice scalp shot.
Ooh. I really thought they were both going to hit that.
Oh. Okay, you know when you're both calling the ball and then you have time to say, sorry, partner, before you hit the ball as you bump into each other. Good composure. All right, Hanish Zabori up 5-3 in the tie break. Zabori serving. What happened there?
I don't know.
She
I
wasn't
think
ready?
maybe Cooper wasn't ready.
Yep. Sabori is a bit of a quick server. Oof, that was a scary placed overhead.
It was.
Oh,
Wow, that was a good.
6-3.
That was a perfect
Hanish
spot.
Sabori.
right. So Lauren again, Zabori, she set her paddle at shoulder height and
Yep.
she let the ball come to the paddle. She didn't take the paddle up to the ball, and that's what allowed her to keep that ball deep and then whew, died in the snowboard. So some match point opportunities for Harnish and Sabori. Cooper serving. So they've got Molenveld in the wrong side.
Set and match. Hanish Sabori. 6-3, 7-6.
Good match, Jerry.
Yeah, Lauren, a really good match. Nice showcase. I mean, there's so many teams in this draw. It's only a 16-team draw, but there's so many solid teams in the draw. I think, what you say in your write-up, how many out of the top 10?
Yeah, I think
Players
it was a lot. We could look at my write-up. I don't know.
But
Most.
it's jam-packed. There's a lot of teams in this draw that could win this tournament. So congratulations to all four players. It was really a fun showcase. Solid playmaking and not much in it. I mean, we talk about momentum swings all the time, and it really is a function of staying the course. Just while we've got a moment, I just want to thank one of our national sponsors. My Paddle is the online platform that gives you access to all the best drills, strategies, and personal tips from the top playing pros and instructors in the world. So I just saw the site, Lauren, and it's really well done and exciting that players across the country have access to this top instruction.
Yes, I love the quality and how simple the videos are to understand. I think this is going to be a great tool for players of all levels.
Yeah, so I mean, you definitely can go on. You can watch Johan's video on the forehand return and get a few tips.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, well, you know, you have the big bullet backhand return. So anyway, if you sign up now at mypaddle.com, you'll see what we're talking about, and we thank them for jumping on board as a national sponsor. So I'm going to throw it to the guys to see if we can get a camera over to court 2, which has got the other women's semi-final, and I believe we have somebody who can give us the score if we can stay on that match there. Okay, so
Here we are.
So we've got Gebbia Del Monaco down the far end of the court, and that's Lauren Gebbia hitting the overheads in the maroon pants against our national champions. All right, I'm just going to send a text and see if we can get the scorer on the mic so we know where we are in the match. We do know that Elliot Radesno won the first set in a tie break, but we don't know where we are in this second set, so hang tight. To Macy Elliott on the deuce side with her back to the corner, digging the ball out of the screen, and Marcela Radesno in the red vest. You can see how the courts are set up here. I have played, actually, Lauren, you and I played on this court.
We did.
2010. You can see how the courts are in a straight line. There's 5 courts here at the Huntington Country Club. They've got a beautiful new hut. Nice rip by Rodesno there. Right on Lauren Gabbier's right hip. Okay, looks like we have some mic action.
See Lisa Rudloff coming over.
You see, Marcella usually Rodesno usually plays the ad
Love
side.
15.
All right, we have sound.
We're in.
All right, Lauren, I'll leave it to you to get us to the score.
Well, how am I going to find out what the score is to begin with?
Oh, you're just good at that. You just have that skill set.
Love 30.
Too much of a reach there from Rodesno on the volley. Love 30.
Love
This
30.
is Marcella Rodesno is serving. She's the director of rackets at the Eastern Racket Club in Connecticut. And Macy Elliott, her partner, is
Love
a
40.
rackets professional at the Country Club of Darien. And of course, they are our reigning national champions. Down the other end, Kerry Delmonico. She won the national championships back in 2005 with Isla Maine. You're a good friend, Lauren.
That's correct.
And Lauren Gebbia, and she's the director of tennis at the Paramount Country Club in New York. So you've got Delmonico in the ad side, and just one of the smartest players on tour. You know, her biggest strength is her court awareness and her ability to make her opponents feel uncomfortable.
Delmonico, Gebbia lead
Never.
2-1.
Okay, now we got
Second
the
set.
match score.
All right. As I was saying, you know, she's got the ability to make her opponents feel uncomfortable. So if she's not overpowered, she can make that happen. But we saw in the match in Darien where they played Anish and Zabori, and there was just too much spin, too much speed, too much pace, and she wasn't able to, you know, pull their game apart.
Love.
All right, let's see what the strategy is here. So the firepower on the team for Delmonico Gebbia is Gebbia.
Yes.
She can hit off of both wings, so the play obviously right now is to not let her hit. And they're playing Delmonico straight, not giving her too much pace. Delmonico loves to sneak up the side
30
screen.
love.
She'll lob short intentionally and try to get the opponents to hit that quick down up overhead, and then she'll slide up the screen and spike it down. That's one of her favorite plays. But she can mix up the speeds and the spin. You can see them just settling into that play. Elliott Rodesno. Oh. No, it's
40
just the
love.
first time I've seen Rodesno hit. She doesn't have a roller overhead, does she? No? She must be working on it. And of course, Marcella Rodesno in the red vest is just one of the smoothest players. can't really overpower you. She's not going to hit you off the court,
Delmonico.
but she doesn't really have any weaknesses.
Delmonico. Thank you. Leads 3-1 second set.
All right. I'm happy now, Lauren. I was sending, sorry for the radio silence, I was sending out texts to see if I could get the guys to move the scoreboard over. So we're back on track. So you see, Elliot Radesno got the first set in the tiebreak, and now Gabby and Delmonico are up 3-1 in the second
15
set.
all.
And this is the second semi-final, the Long Island Invitational. The winner of this will be playing Anish Sabori.
If Delmonico Gebbia win this match, it'll be a rematch of the finals in Darien earlier this fall.
Nice carry. 15-30.
And again, you see Delmonico really is very exact with her placement.
Yeah,
Look
deliberate.
where she's look where she's standing on the return of serve, trying to take that ball early, take away time.
15-40.
That was not a well thought out shot there.
That was a surprising.
Yeah, she wanted to hit that inside out backhand, but
Yeah. Two surprising misses from Radesno. I mean, she's just so solid. But that's the trick, right, Lauren? When you try to add more shots to your game, sometimes it takes you out of your comfort zone, and you have to not only be able to execute it technique-wise,
Delmonico,
but
Gebbia leads
find the place
4-1.
where you really should hit it. Where does that shot belong? That's what's so great about this game. You're always learning. You're always evolving. You're always seeing different things. And definitely in the last, 5, 10 years with the different spins coming in, it's added another dynamic. I mean, the game is still basically the same. The court's the same. The net's the same height. The screens, the angles are there. But there's more ways to win a point. So Macy Elliott, who's in the deuce side, they've got to keep it away from her two-handed backhand. She has got a lights-out shot off the deck.
15 love. Come on, let it go. 30 love.
you got that. I think Carrie wanted Lauren Gebbia to let that ball go.
Lauren, I heard that in Nyack.
40 love.
And that's Delmonico's passion of knowing the importance of the point, of where it is in the match. Like, she does not want to let Elliott and Radesno into this second set.
Game.
Well, they're doing a good
Delmonico
job of it.
Gebbia
They're just
lead
rolling all over
5-1.
them right now.
Yeah, Elliott looks frustrated. Okay, it's good that they're taking a moment here to recalibrate and compose themselves. That is Marcela Radesno, who is going to serve in the red vest.
15.
Delmonico puts pressure. She likes to move forward, and because Gebbia is so solid off the deck, off of both forehand and backhand, a lot of times Delmonico, she just goes, even before Gebbia has struck the ball. And as you see, it puts pressure on the server for that first volley.
Sorry.
She had the play. Delmonico just moving them around, moving Marcella Radesno. She pulled her, she lobbed over Elliott's left shoulder,
Sorry. Love 30.
got Radesno pulled out wide, got a quick ball, then went cross court with it. I mean, she's just using the pace.
Right, and you see, it's not from with Delmonico. It's not. She's not creating pace. She's using the opponent's pace to place the
15,
ball
30.
exactly where she wants it.
Yeah, and she's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her strength.
15,
She
40.
can hit hard, but again, she's not the player that's going to hit you off the court.
No.
Gebbia, her partner, is the player, but she can bring the heat, and her mix-up of speed sometimes catches you.
Game, set. The ties, the sets are one apiece. New ball.
All right, well, from what we saw, Elliott and Radesno seemed very flat. There wasn't the spark. We saw some missed shots, a couple of wild overheads that I've not seen before, and the energy is not a positive one on the other side of the court, and it's all full confidence.
No, I'm good,
It's
thank you.
Delmonico, Gebbia, even the sound of their
Sun-
voice is
sun?
confident. The call, not the yelling so much, Ron, but
No, I have
just
the hood when it gets bad.
just the sound of their voice. So looks like they have taken a break.
I'll need them after.
So it's fun for me to be back, to see. We're not actually there. For those of you that don't know, we are streaming remotely due to COVID and the restrictions. So we're very happy to have this technology and be able to do this. But I've played a couple of national tournaments at the Huntington Country Club. It's a beautiful setup. Like I had said before, Lisa Rudloff is the director of racket sports here. She is the head of our rules committee for the APTA, and thanks to her and the committee, it's a volunteer position. They do take their role very seriously and do look at every rule that's put in front of them. Actually, Lauren, I think you're on that committee.
I am on that committee, and every rule gets passed around to all the members of our committee. Everything that
want the
comes
heaters
up,
on?
and everyone discusses it. And Lisa does a really good job of getting and running the committee.
Yep. And she runs a big program here. I was talking to her yesterday, and she said, well, their program, which I think is the same all around the country right now, is people are just so happy to be able to play outside and be able to social distance. But she said, she's got 2 in-house leagues that she's running with over 200 adults, and 150 juniors are playing. So
I believe it.
Yeah, so she is quite busy. And this is, the Huntington Country Club. It's a member-owned club, and it was established in 1910. They have hosted the Nationals here at this club in 1992 and 2002 and 2012. I think although one of them was on Long Island, maybe Huntington didn't host them all, but 2 out of those 3. And they're on the schedule again to host in 2022. Dwayne Hayden is a large part of heading up that. He runs the men's tournament. Actually, we should talk about that, Lauren. The men's tournament was supposed to be held tomorrow, but due to the weather, we're going to get apparently a lot of rain and a lot of wind, so they have decided to reschedule that tournament. And I think it's going to be Saturday, December 19th?
19th, yeah.
Yep. So we will be live streaming that, so you'll get an announcement about that. So we'll be looking forward to bringing you the men's half of the Dwayne Hayden Long Island Invitational. Just hoping to get the women's tournament done before the rain comes in. They told me before it was light drizzle. And I don't know the name of our scorekeeper, but looks like she's got a rain jacket on. I'll try to get her name for her. And thank her for standing out there and calling out the score.
Love 15.
Nice drive off the back screen by Elliott.
Yeah, and Delmonico got caught. I don't think she thought Elliott was going to drive that ball. She got caught hanging back.
And again, you know, the shot on the backcourt for Elliott and Rodesno is Elliott's two-handed backhand off the deck. So I would imagine Delmonico has come up with the game plan and instructed Gebbia to not hit the ball to that spot, no
They've
matter
played a
what.
bunch of times. They've played a bunch of times, so I imagine that they've discussed this a lot.
Do you know what the head-to-head is?
You know, I feel like they had beaten them. They lost to them. I feel like Delmonico and Gebbia had beaten them last year, and then they lost to them at Nationals, I think. And then they beat them at Derry, and then Delmonico Gebbia won in Darien at this fall. Maybe they lost to them in Boston last year. Delmonico Gebbia lost to Elliott Rodesno in Boston. But they definitely beat them in the first Grand Prix of the season this year. Delmonico Gebbia won in Darien, making it to the finals where they lost to Hana Subori.
Right, this is we might just add, this is the second year Elliott and Rodesno are playing together. It was pretty remarkable that their run at Nationals. And get to well-placed overheads.
Yeah, a lot of good digs.
Yeah, by both Gebbia and Delmonico. They're keeping that ball deep and low. Delmonico will come out. She will back into Gebbia and take that short lob that's coming out of the ad side and go back and aim for the nick. You won't see a lot of spin out of Gebbia on her overhead. She can come under the ball, and basically she doesn't change her grip, but she does have that nice little slider. She goes under the bottom of the ball, keeps it deep and keeps it low.
Sorry, left 40.
Now the score is left 40. The scoreboard needs to be, yeah.
Heavy roller by Elliott. She also can hit that shot. You have to
Okay,
make a decision, like where the ball lands on the court determines if you're going to take it off the deck
Third set.
or not, if you're going to let it go through. And that ball's got a lot of spin on it. You can see that Delmonico blocked it, but there was too much spin and she pushed it wide.
Better, much better, more patient game there from Elliott Rodesno.
And you can see the heaters are working on the court on those two spots that are dry. And if the court gets a little bit wet, a little bit of moisture, it's going to favor Gebbia's overhead because of the slice, because of that undercut. She will be able to get that ball to skip.
Love 15. Love 30. Love 40.
There it is again. Delmonico just taking that ball and placing it low, making the volley very hard for Elliott.
Delmonico, she can, with her placement of lobs, I mean, Elliott did a
15-40.
fabulous job because she was going behind Radesno to hit that overhead, but she hit it with enough spin and depth, she got out of trouble and actually forced an error.
Games are 1 apiece. Third set.
And you hear our scorer, Maureen Cornacchia, calling the score.
And I believe she's a member of the club here and volunteering her time, which is great. We thank her. Like we said, we
Love
would
15.
be able to give you the score without these volunteers. We did, back in the beginning, we did try. It is impossible in call to commentate on a match without a score. So we thank Maureen and
15
Lisa.
all.
So that speed that Delmonico hits the overhead, you see, well placed, but also when she changes direction, when she changes which side of the court she's going to hit her overheads to, she hits it
15-30.
at a pace that allows her team to shift. She doesn't hit it faster than she can move, so it stops the opponent from being able to attack the ball and put it through the middle.
15-40.
Nice rip by Radesno. So a couple of breakpoint opportunities.
There it is.
Elliott Radesno lead 2-1. Third set.
We talk a lot, Lauren, about, when someone's driving the ball at you, it's just so important to have that backhand volley set and quiet. The ball's lively, especially if you are volleying from slightly below the level of the net and you flip that paddle open and hit a forehand volley, it just requires tremendous touch to get that ball up and over the net and not pop it long. So many times popping that backhand volley, forehand volley long.
There's that big return that we were talking about from Gebbia. She just really crushes the ball.
You see, Elliott and Radesno have played opposite sides, and neither one is in a rush to change. They're both comfortable playing both sides of the court. A lot of times you'll see teams just throw up a high lob and get back to their original side before they start building the point, but you can see Elliot's on the ad side and is going to stay there. And it's actually a good play because it's going to change the look of the court. It's going to change the placement of where the overheads have to go for Delmonico and Gebbia. It's not business as usual. Delmonico's just hitting that ball back deep and low with a little bit of spin. It's tricky. It's not that forceful wind up with a lot of hard cut on the ball.
Yep.
Pick up from Gebbia. Running back. That sounded louder than it
15 all.
looked.
Yeah, I think the microphone must be right there.
Yes.
Backside overhead that required the paddle to go scraping along the side of the screen.
She made a lot of good digs there, Gebbia, under a lot of pressure from her opponents. But not the last one.
There's that sneaky little scout shot. Delmonico, she pushes it out wide, not too much pace. Same shot that Zabori was doing, but to Cooper. But Cooper
15-30.
read it early and pounced close to the net and swung her backhand volley hard back into the corner and was catching Zabori with that. And the purpose of the scout shot is just to create movement, is to get your opponents moving. So Elliot and Rodesno, all of their overheads are landing short. They're landing just past the service box, and that's, except for that screen one, and that's allowing Delmonico to build the point. She's taking a short ball off the deck. You want to get your overheads in the last 2 feet of the court, unless you're purposely trying to get your opponent to drive, and you can volley behind them.
30-40.
Oh, nice hand.
That time, instead of going behind, so Delmonico went to cover Gebbia's side of the court, but that time they went till Delmonico's side, and they good awareness of where the opponents were.
Marcella Rodesno serving. This is the other women's semi-final, the Long Island Invitational. If you're just joining us, Harnish and Zabori are through to the final. They defeated Cooper and Molenveld in a very entertaining, high-level match. And we have been able to switch over to have
Games
a
are 2-all.
camera on court too to
Third
bring
set.
you the second part of the other women's semi-final.
Okay, 2-all.
And Delmonico has a very reliable, consistent serve.
15 love.
She is calm under pressure.
Thirty love. No law.
Nice volley there off of her shoelaces. Lauren, I feel like Elliot and Radesno are not dictating the play. I don't see a plan from their backcourt of how they're trying to build the point. I feel like they're reacting to Delmonico and Gebbia.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And, lobbing because they can't drive, but what is the purpose of the lob? Oh, sneaky little drive off the back screen there by Elliot. I just feel like they're lobbing well. Radesno's lobbing well. Elliot could take a chance. Well, there you go. Take
There
a
you
chance.
go.
Step in,
You're
or
serving,
even
Carrie.
blitz. You know, like change it up a little
Carrie
bit.
serving.
Don't let Delmonico and
It's
Gebbia
30
just
30,
be so
15.
comfortable.
Yeah.
You gotta get your opponents guessing. Make them uncomfortable. Get them hitting shots that they don't want to hit. Create movement, though.
40-15.
Delmonico's action with her serve and her overhead. You know,
40-30.
she's got that abbreviated serve where she sets her paddle up by her right ear before she tosses the ball. It allows her to be more accurate. Same thing with her overhead. See how her paddle is set early? It's an opportunity. Yep. Well done with that lob placement. See, they pulled Delmonico out of her comfort zone. Now she's chasing, can't be so accurate. That was Gebbia's overhead to take there. All right, back to deuce. That's it. That's the play.
Add in.
That is the play. Can't be frustrated. You know, sometimes you just miss long, but she feels like Elliot's trying to get that spark going.
Say it just felt like a matter of time there, right? I mean,
Right.
3-2.
Yeah.
Delmonico. Gebbia.
Yeah, Redesno just looked like she was just reacting to those
Just
overhits.
surviving.
She was hitting good lobs, but she didn't like lob deep and shift over and put pressure on them. Like change the look of the court, set up your forehand, make some movement. They just feel a little bit flat. They need movement. If they can speed up the game, it'll help them. Right now, it's all Delmonico Gebbia's speed of play. They make some transition play. I mean, what do you do to get energy? Got to get your feet moving, right? It's got to come from the ground up. So.
It's 3-2 in the third. It's got to happen quickly.
Right.
All right, 2-3 in the third.
Elliott serving.
Love 15. Love 15.
Well-placed return by Gebbia.
I mean, and a high percentage shot, right? Right between the players, right over the low part of the net. But right at Redesno, just past her right hip. I mean, Delmonico, she's like a dripping tap with those overheads. It's just gonna keep coming back. She can move it, you know, one board at a time. This is a different type of overhead that Gebbia has from Delmonico.
15 all.
That's because of the grip. And also the mindset. You know, Gebbia's also got a more aggressive mindset off of the deck and also at net.
I mean, they
15,
couldn't have
30.
more different playing styles, Gebbia and Delmonico. Very, very different. They complement each other very well.
30 all.
Oh,
30, 40.
When do you start mixing it up? When do you start giving up the net and changing the look?
I would have given it up a long time ago. I mean, Elliott's serve is just kind of hanging there.
Game.
And
Delmonico, Gebbia lead 4-2.
And Gebbia returns so well, you're just a sitting duck.
Right, right. It's like find another way. Serve, return, get your team into the point. And
Love
if you're
15.
breaking down in those first 3 hits, change the look. Find a way to get into that point.
Love 30.
Sorry, lost. Sorry, lost.
All right, here you see Delmonico staying back.
Love 40.
It's one of those crazy games. Crazy first 3 points. Yep, good
15,
pressure
40.
overhead on Gebbia, but it's really, it's still Elliott and Redesno. They've got to get more aggressive. They've got to have a plan of what they're going to do. Because right now, I hate to say it,
30, 40.
water is going down the drain.
Deuce.
I think you hate to say that.
Oh, because I want to see the fight. You
Yeah,
know,
I know.
I wanna see them just dig in and figure it out and have the fight, not to make Delmonico and Gebbia play and figure it out. I mean, I love that whole countering.
If I were them, when I have Delmonico Gebbia in the backcourt, I would do that to. I mean, that was a great shot, but I would do that to Delmonico and see if she can
Head
catch up
out.
to those balls. Make her try to run forward and get those really hard hit rollers.
Right, you mean test the foot
Deuce.
speed.
Test her foot speed.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
No, I agree.
a lot older than everyone else on this court.
Well, just, you know, even if they were all the same age,
Head
let's,
out.
you know, try something different. Let's
Yeah.
let's see. This is, you know, they're countering to them. They're not bringing it to them. They're not changing anything. Change the pace. Change the look. Yeah, I mean, definitely still in this match. Smart for Elliott to throw up a lob on that low one. She got herself out of trouble. That's the one. She's just not, doesn't look like she's committed to it.
No.
Just not excited by it. Trying. I mean, I can see her. She's trying. She's trying to get us the spark. Monaco's just picking her boards where she's placing that overhead. Oh, well done.
Head out.
It's a tough way to have to win a point, though. Great shot.
Just wide.
I couldn't see it. I blocked game 4-3. Delmonico Gebbia lead 4-3 in the third set.
Say that was a must-win game for Elliott Rodesno, Jerry.
Yeah, yeah, that was a little tense there. Again, I think the speed of play is still Delmonico Gebbia.
Yeah. Yes.
And you can see here we got a change. Elliott is staying back. Now she's the deuce court player, so she's staying to the right of Rodesno. So Rodesno will serve and then slide over to her side.
Love 15.
Missed the serve.
Yeah. And you need to practice that. You know, you need to, because it's a different look. You're only taking your practice matches and you're
15
always having your partner stand at net. And then you go to change it at a critical part in the match when you're making these changes. You need to be comfortable that you've had this play before. There we go.
It's also different serving when you're not following your serving.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
There's that backhand you were talking about.
30-15. 40-15.
Ooh.
off the deck, and here she comes.
Whoa, that was a roller, all right. That was scary.
In for 4 all.
But besides that last shot that she hit, that's what she needs to do. You know, she needs to be more aggressive. She needs to impose herself, you know, physically on the play. She got that backhand off the deck, and then
Love 15.
being more aggressive, they're making the plays.
Here. 15 all.
Fabulous serve by Delmonico. Right in deep into the corner with a kick. Yeah, I think so.
30-15.
Elliot had a chance to rip that backhand.
30 all.
4 all, 30 all, third set. Exciting stuff here. Wow,
30-40.
that was an uncharacteristic poor choice of an overhead for Delmonico, Jerry.
Yep. Deuce 4-0, third set, the second women's semi-final. Nice cover and nice placement on the volley by Nebbia. Elliot Radesno, again, they're just countering, they're reacting to the overheads. She had the shot.
It needed more pace on it. She needs more pace to use her. She needs to use her opponent's pace. There was not enough pace there to give Delmonico the shot she wanted.
Yeah, she couldn't finesse that shot.
Get out.
What do you think, Lauren? Sneak in on a blitz? Look at the depth of these lobs. You know, she's pulling
I'm gonna hit a few
Nebbia.
drives. They're not winning any points, Elliot Radesno, when they're lobbing.
Yeah.
Well, You know, I think I would hit a few drives to make it up. They're not making any headway with their lobs.
But Redezno, I mean, she had Gebbia hitting 3-4 balls with her feet out of the service box. I think Elliott should go. Go in there. At least make them change their overhead if they don't catch them in the blitz transition.
Yeah, I think they're much better off when they can get themselves to the net. So, Elliott Redezno.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the shot I'm talking about. How is Delmonico going to catch up to that? It's hard it's almost impossible for anyone.
Yeah. Well, first you don't want to get hit, so you got to do the duck, and then you got to come up, and then you got to chase the ball. So, no, you're right. They've got to find a way. That's why, you know, lob and then blitz. If you're lobbing well, change the look.
Game.
Ooh.
Elliott Redezno lead 5-4 in the third set.
It feels like Delmonico Gebbia are winning, but they're not. Okay. Viking has an unrivaled paddle lineup depth. 3 paddle families, each family featuring 3 different models, the Pro, the Light, and the Prodigy. 9 adult paddles with different weights, core densities, and overall hitting surfaces to address all levels of play. Vibrant gradients and a bold modern color palette lead the way for the upcoming season. All paddles are hand-painted, giving each its own unique look. No gimmicks, just the best ball striking paddles in the game. The official paddles of the APTA.
Viking is a national sponsor of the APTA Grand Prix Tour. All right.
Love.
Crunch time. Deep breaths.
Love 15.
Elliott is serving for the match. Oh, that's a sneaky little scout shot by Delmonico, and it worked. She got the reaching error. That's the whole
30.
purpose of that shot.
I think our scorecard is wrong. Love 30.
Cut volley by Gebbia. There you go.
30-15.
So that was where you had
Wrong.
Elliott on the other side of the court, and Delmonico hit her usual backhand overhead to that backhand spot and paid the price. That's not. Oh, that is Delmonico's play.
30 all.
Elliott gave her exactly what she wanted, that fast down up overhead. And like you said before, Lauren, Delmonico will use the pace of her opponents. 30 all.
I got it. 30-40.
That was the
Good
right
idea.
shot. Yeah, that was definitely the right shot. Change the look. She just missed it wide. Okay, add out. And you see Elliott, she's got that low and go serve that we've talked about, and I have seen her bring out the sidearm serve. So I think she is maybe caught back and forth with what serve she's going to stick with.
Love 15.
a lot of balls being hit here. And both teams had 3-set matches coming into this match. Elliot Rodesno over Sakura Williamson. That was 5-7, 6-2, 6-1. And Delmonico Gevia over Anika Ondrekova. 6-4, 2-6, 6-2. So that's a lot of
30.
balls have been hit already, and mentally just hanging tough in this match at 5-all in the third. It'll be a physical and mental battle. Go, go. That's where I think Elliot should go in. Just to change the look.
Yeah, I mean, Delmonico Gebbia are rock solid at the net. I don't know how Elliot.
Like now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
They have to, like you said, they have to change the look somehow. They're not going to win the points this way.
and they're lobbing so well. It's not like they're hitting short lobs. They're hitting lobs that are getting them out of the service box. Like, just sneak in and change the look. So what if you have to cover and scramble? You know, the energy is positive, and you're dictating, you're making something happen, as opposed to just countering to the well-placed and well-timed overheads of Delmonico and Gebbia.
And Gebbia, both.
15,
Yeah.
Yeah.
15-30.
I don't blame them losing the score. They've been
It is
they've had
15-30. It
they've
is.
had long points.
Yes, it is. You're right. I just served you and I came in. You're right.
Yep.
Sorry. 5:30. You were up 30 levels. Come on, Law. Go, Ellie.
Oh, it's so
30 all?
deceptive. It's kind of like a little shovel shot
Yeah,
forehand,
it's a shovel
right?
shot. Yep, absolutely. She
High
gets
to,
it so low. Takes it
Yeah.
from high to low.
yeah, high to low, and then it's got a little underspin on it, and she gets it to dip down. Very effective.
30-40.
It's the variety, you know, of shots, pace and spin. It's an uncomfortable feeling.
Game.
Well, that time they hit a few drives, and they you know, they
Elliot
drive so
Rodesno.
well that they drew an error, but they're not winning many points from the backcourt, but they won a few important ones, and now they have a
Right.
6-5 lead.
New ball.
I'm just happy, Lauren, that it's not raining. That the rain has held off, as far as I can tell. Right, because that really would affect how the ball would be on the screen and on the paddle and off the deck. Okay, Marcela Rodesno serving. The court, again, the court awareness of Delmonico. You can see the
12:15.
play is to the ad side, to Rodesno, but Delmonico is keeping an eye on Elliot. And if she slides too much over to the middle, and Delmonico gets a short enough ball, she will slide an overhead into that deuce side. Oh, is that slide?
That's the one she wants.
Yep. It's so easy to fall for it. know, because that's the shot. You get that short lob when you want to go aim for the
15
corner
all.
and hit that add side back screen, but it's an intentional setup. Nice dig by Elliott.
They hit something. They gotta hit something or come in
15-30.
something. But a lot of good overheads.
Right, the
Delmonico
overhead.
Gebbia.
Right, the overheads are negating. I mean,
Yeah.
if Delmonico Gebbia, just the placement of them
15-40.
really, you know, stopping Elliott and Redendo being able to get in and get a short ball. So they either have to take a chance of driving off of a deep ball, or I would blitz. I would definitely. They lob so well. They lob so deep and high.
Game to 6 all.
It seems only fitting that we go into a third set tiebreak.
Does.
Here.
You can hear that Delmonico calling go, Law.
Delmonico really calls every ball. Volleys, overheads, everything.
You can hear by the volume of Delmonico's call how important it is. Two great lobs out of the service box. That's the shot.
Love one.
That was the first point, huh?
Yes, yes. Lauren, I found your stat. Found your write-up. 9 out of the top 10.
Thank you.
And 14 out of the top 20 players in the country. And that doesn't include Liz Cruz and Gabby Nicolescu, who have each won 3 national titles. This is a very strong women's draw. Any of those teams could be in the final, and we're down to the wire. Whichever team wins this match, Harnish and Sabori are waiting for them.
1-2.
1 serving, 2. Gabby is serving.
No.
was the old head fake by Delmonico. Interesting. Gabby is calling.
Help me! Help me! Here, back! No.
Oh, right. That's the spark. I mean, I think Elliot's just got to take the risk.
3-2, Elliot Redesno.
Right. If somebody doesn't take the risk in the Elliot Redesno team in the backcourt, they're going to eventually lose the point. It may be after 100 shots, but eventually that's what's going to happen. But when they've taken the risk, a few good things have happened for them.
Me.
How's that little slice
Great
overhead? I
shot.
love that shot. Yeah, I love that overhead that she's got. She slides down the back of the ball, and it skips and goes straight into the snowboard.
3-all.
Okay. 4-3, Gebbia Delmonico.
That's that again. That's Delmonico
5-3,
using the pace of that down-up
Gebbia Delmonico.
overhead and getting the ball back quickly, finding Redesno's forehand volley. Nice lob.
5-4, Gebbia Delmonico. Switch.
All right, this is their first to 7 by 2. So 4 serving, 5. Macy Elliott serving. Redesno staying back. Change the look of the court. Delmonico's already moved in. They'll take over the net. Delmonico and Gabby just doing such a phenomenal job of not letting Elliott hit off the deck. And when they let Marcella hit off the deck, she's got it, Elliott, she's got to hit from further back.
3 match points.
6-4, Gebbia Delmonico.
Or 2 match points.
4-6.
She really jammed her in the corner there.
6-5, Gebbia Delmonico.
Smart transition by Gabby to give up the net there. That ball was going to be right at her feet.
Got it. Got it.
Look at Delmonico's placement on the court. She had
6-all.
moved over to the side and was looking to sneak up. 6-all.
Wow. That's all I can
could
say
it-
is wow.
Could it get any closer?
I mean, 8-all.
Who is controlling their nerves at this point? You know the adrenaline's pumping.
They all are. I have to
Yep.
say, they are all doing a great job of controlling their nerves.
Yep.
Thank you. Nice shot. 7-6. Gabby Delmonico. Yes.
That was a smart play by Redesno not to let that ball go in. That was heading for the nick.
There it is.
Game, set, and match. Gabby Delmonico won 6-7, 6-1, 7-6.
Wow, Lauren, what a battle. We had 2 battles for
Yeah.
the semifinals, so
That was crazy.
Gabby Delmonico will have a rematch, as you said before, of Darien, the first Grand Prix of the season, Darien against Hanish Sabori, where Hanish Sabori basically put on a clinic.
And
Go ahead.
no, I'm sure Delmonico, Gabby have thought a lot about that match and how to make it different this time.
Right, but no, there'll be a long conversation in the locker room with Delmonico. So Delmonico is really the mastermind of the team. She studies the game. She knows the players. She'll come up with a plan. She'll let Lauren know what the game plan is, and Lauren will follow the game plan and execute. So I'm looking forward to a fun match. I am not sure what time we'll be on. Because the players will need a break. I mean, obviously, Hanish Sabori have been off for a while, and they probably watched most of this match, so they'll be well rested. So, Delmonico, Gebbia, well done. I mean, that was really, it went down to the wire. Redesno, Elliott were knocking on the door, but they just needed that spark. They were just missing that play. I think Elliott should have blitzed. I think Redesno was lobbing so well and deep that she could have taken a chance, but it's easy for me to say that back here. But they needed to do something different because it was all Gabbia Delmonico's game plan. So well done for them. So Lauren, big first day here.
Yeah.
We'll just say again, we're not coming back. We're not streaming. The men are not playing tomorrow. They've been postponed, rescheduled because there's bad weather coming in. It's coming in tonight. So the guys will be playing in 2 weeks, I think, December 19th, Saturday. So we'll be streaming. So watch. We'll be sending out the email blast. So we're going to take a quick break. As soon as I get the call from Jackie Cameron, our tour director, as to what time the final is going to be on, we'll post it on the screens. But, you know, Gabby and Delmonico definitely need a break, take a shower quickly, change clothes, and be ready to go because they also want to get out there before the rain comes. So I doubt it will be much more than half hour, would be my guess. But anyway, Lauren, thanks for doing the match with me. Fun, as always.
Thank you, Jerry. Yep, fun.
All right, so we'll be right back for our women's final at the Long Island Invitational.